welcome back to SIP. I'm Mac.
And I'm Carmen.
And we are here with some of our very close friends who we spend a lot of time with. And we're excited to talk to them today and hear how we know them and how they got involved with Student Impact. They're from not Westfield, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. Anyways, do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Ava. I'm from Alabama. I moved here 4 years ago. I'm in 8th grade, and right now I go to Noblesville West.
I'm Molly, and I'm from Arizona. I don't know when I moved here. I lived there for 5 years, and I go to the West. And
Cool.
I'm in 8th grade.
Okay, and what else do you guys do other than school? No one cares about school.
Yeah.
Volleyball.
I do softball.
Molly also does Newcomb.
I do not.
Okay, let's get into it. We have a question of the day for you guys. Let's get a good one.
These are fun. Some of them are really interesting, though.
Yeah, these are from our students. Do you know that?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
There's one about, like, an elephant.
Okay, this is the one I
love
want.
elephants.
Which Disney princess would you be? Oh, that's a good
Moana.
one.
So quick.
Okay, why Moana?
Because I love Moana.
But if it were looks, you'd be Elsa.
Okay, but I
Yeah, you
like
would be Elsa, but
Moana.
Moana? Is that your favorite Disney movie?
Yes, I
beyond.
love
Oh, you love summer, don't
I-
you?
Mm-hmm. Moana, I want to live at the beach. Like, I just want to be Moana.
Do you like chickens?
I don't like chicken.
Do you like
Isn't
pigs?
that like what wasn't that who her
What's his
sidekick
name?
was?
Yeah, what's his name? Hey, hey.
Hey, hey.
She's a pig, too.
Oh, you have a pig.
I'd have a pig.
I have a pig.
Okay.
Ava?
I think I'd be Rapunzel. But the reason I say I'm Rapunzel is because I was born on the day it came out.
Really?
Oh, that's
like
cute.
November 24th, 2010 is the day Rapunzel. Like,
Are you sure your parents are your parents? Are you Rapunzel? Is it about you?
well. Well.
Uh-oh.
I should have reintroduced myself.
It's going to be
but
the
hi,
next
I'm
Fox
Rapunzel.
Hollow.
Hi, I'm Rapunzel.
Yeah, we're not gonna, Carmen, what Disney princess would you be?
I think we've already had this question. I think I said Moana last time.
You said Moana
What about
too?
you, Mac?
Oh, I would be Princess and the Frog. What's her name? Tiana.
Mhm.
I loved her. She was my favorite Disney movie
Oh,
forever.
I'd be Jasmine from Aladdin. I've
Ooh.
always loved her.
I've never seen that movie.
What?
Oh.
I've also never seen Mulan. I've never seen
Actually-
the full Moana movie.
What?
I know.
How-
I don't
what are you
watch
doing in your
movies.
free
I watch Moana, like, every day.
Really?
I was on the phone with her the other day, and I was watching while I was
Oh,
eating
yeah.
dinner, but it was still playing downstairs, and I turned it up all the way so I could hear it in my room, and I was like singing the songs in my room, but it was playing
Aw.
downstairs.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Molly's just a little beach babe.
I love summer.
You look like Summer.
I'm moving back to Arizona.
That's a great compliment, Molly. Take that to heart.
You look
Thank
like Summer.
you. Carmen and I are moving to Arizona one.
We had this whole plan. We're moving to Arizona. We're taking her cousin's house. We're gonna kick
We're
her
gonna
out.
we're kicking her out. We're gonna
Sorry, Shayla.
We're gonna go. Yeah, sorry, Shayla.
Her name's Shayla?
Uh huh.
My Shayla.
We're gonna go to college together and live in an apartment, and then we're gonna move from there and get an apartment in Arizona. Once we get enough money, we're gonna.
We're
buy
going to college
houses.
in Arizona.
No, I said.
Wow,
I
we're really far
no.
in the future.
No.
We don't even know who you are yet.
What?
I'm Molly.
The podcast doesn't know who you
That's
are.
our default.
I'm Molly.
Okay.
I don't want to. Okay, let's get into it. So, how
Yeah.
did you guys meet? The three of you. You have more friends. Actually, one is behind the scenes. Tati.
Hi, Tati.
She said hi.
So Carmen and I met in 6th grade, and I had this phone case. It was clear, and one of my friends I sat with had written like your mom on a ton of post-it notes and folded it and put it in my phone case. And Carmen was like, "Oh, that's a lot of your mom's."
Yeah,
was
and
like-
we ended up having, that was our first conversation we ever had. We ended up having some SLT classes. We
And
had
then-
SLT together
And Tati ended up like they were really close.
because
and
they went to the same elementary school one year.
so Tati and I got kind of close, and then she introduced us like more. We were kind of friends, but she got us closer.
Yeah.
And then Ava, I
Ava
don't know
and
how
I met.
her.
She just came out of nowhere.
I think it was like Carmen. She was just there. And
Ava and I met through language arts last year because we sat next to each other. Loki, I had no idea who you were in 6th grade.
I didn't know who she was until
But
this
we
year.
sat together in language arts in 7th grade. I told her everything. Like, it was, I don't even think I knew her name, and I just sat down and told her everything.
It was like, who is
Yeah,
this girl?
and she loved it. And then we ended up having...
I did. I have no friends.
You loved it.
Whoa.
We had the same language arts class this year, and we ended up getting close through that.
And science.
And then Indie Scream Park.
That was this year.
Yeah, this year I invited her to Indie Scream Park.
For no reason.
Yeah, but after that, Ava and I got how we are now.
Oh, that's so cute.
We're a big group.
You guys are so cute.
Molly's just Molly.
I don't really know how we met. Like, it was just.
It's just
When was the first time you guys ever talked?
I think it might
Indie
have
Scream
been
Park.
Indie Scream Park too.
Really?
But like
Aw.
we weren't really like close. We talked a little bit, and then after Halloween, and I think Halloween might have been it, because that night we all have a sleepover.
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yes,
was-
we
it was
did.
Halloween.
Okay, so now you guys do literally everything together. Like, you guys are all together all the
For real.
time.
I
So
can't get rid of them.
Okay.
Carmen just can't get rid of you guys.
Mhm.
But you brought them here, so that's your
true.
fault.
There will
Yeah.
be some weekends that Ava just shows up to my house. Same with Molly. There was
I'm
one time
always-
Ava was. I think Ava's probably been there when I haven't been there. Molly, over the summer when we were at Bog and City Reach, she stayed at my house the whole 2 weeks. I wasn't even there.
I
so.
slept in her bed.
She has an attachment
Almost
to
peed in
Carmen's
my
mom.
bed.
Wow.
You guys are so weird. Okay, so when was your first time coming to Student Impact?
The start of this year, I came with Carmen.
I think mine was like September.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what were your thoughts? Why'd you come? What'd you think?
I think I came because I was just bored, and like Carmen would like come to school saying how great Student Impact was, how many people she knew, and I was like, hey, I got nothing to do.
I remember Ava telling me she always tried to find an excuse to bring up Student Impact. So I would be like, oh, do you want to come with me? Because she was scared to ask.
Same thing with North Circle.
Same thing with North Circle. I think her first ever
Aww.
union was the Friendsgiving for
Yeah.
5th and 8th graders. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Or 6th and 8th graders.
I
Molly.
don't like asking to go.
Aw. Or Ava. Molly's
love
first
you.
time coming, didn't you play volleyball or something?
Here.
And we were like,
That was like, it was around my first time, but that was a little bit later. We're not
I
gonna
can't
talk about
remember
that.
the first time. Why can't I remember?
we
the
learned
first
about Molly's athletic skills really,
Okay.
really fast.
So what is that supposed to be?
No, see, it's bad because I play volleyball. I don't know what was
I
happening.
think- I remember we were playing volleyball and Bubba was like, this is why you can't play volleyball. She's like, no, I play volleyball.
I was like,
And
I
he
have
was like,
practice
oh.
tonight. And he was like, or I said I have a game when I get home. He's like, I need to come see this.
Okay, so from a Noblesville perspective, how would you guys explain Student Impact to people? Because like Westfield, it's like
some
everyone
people
can
have
see it
come
across
up
the
to
street.
me and asked about it. Like this
Oh, yeah.
girl Annabelle has
Yeah.
asked me. She's like, I want to start doing it because I think she's seen like our posts about it and stuff.
Yeah. So what do you say? Hi, what's Student Impact? I'd like to come.
How would you explain it to someone
That
who
was your
has no
test.
idea
You're
what it
supposed
is?
to like
Oh.
tell me.
I'm not going first.
My best example is like our teacher literally asked me and Carmen like, what is Student Impact?
Yeah.
And I think the thing we said is like, oh, it's this organization where people can just really get to know each other. It's almost like a community. It's just a really fun place to go, like an after-school program. So I think
Great job.
I did take the words out of Carmen's mouth.
Hmm.
I said nothing.
That's exactly what I said.
When Annabelle asked me, I just told her that it's like an after-school program and that you hang out with the kids and get to know them and build these relationships.
Why is that helpful in 8th grade life as an 8th grade girl?
Well, I just think as you get older and there's going to be more drama and there's going to be times when you need that community, you need that bond that you have with other people. And I think going to Student Impact really just switches your mindset from that drama-free place and you're welcomed. Like, first day of Student Impact, I was greeted by Mac. I was hugged by Mac, and she didn't even know my name. And it was just a great place to be and just a great way to get away from the drama that could be going on at school.
What is 8th grade life like?
It's
Oh wow,
The
the size. If you could say explain 8th grade in 3 words, what would your 3 words be?
lively, drama and, I mean, like, fun.
Okay, I feel like for me, in my experience as an 8th grader, like, it's not just the drama, it's the preparation for high school, but also how I explained it. Our language arts teacher makes it seem like high school is this awful place. You can't have lower than a 3.2. So it's just all that stress. And, like, if you do one thing wrong, if you get one missing assignment turned in late, they're like, oh, this is not going to fly in high school. But it's just, I think it's the pressure of going into high school, and we're all scared for it. And like, in any way, if it's just drama-wise, if it's getting good classes, having your friends in your class, like, I think it's different for everyone, but nobody is going to be like, I'm so excited for high school. Everyone has a pressure on them in some way.
And, like, another part of that is in high school you get split up, and everyone has, at our school, like, I mean, everyone's friends, but everyone has their circles and their small groups.
Yeah.
Like, so everyone's worried about getting split up from those people.
Yeah. And it's different because you're not in those circled classes. You're not in your 4 core classes in this one bay or team. Like, it's you spread out across the whole school that you might not see your best friend throughout the day, and you could lose that attachment.
It's like all the lockers in 8th grade, they're all in the same hallway. All the classes are all in the same hallway. Like, you're always with those people, and you have a lunch together, but then in high school, it's scattered around the school. All your classes are super different. There's, like, multiple teachers for one class, so, and then there's, like, 5 lunches. So.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys feel like there's anything that eases your mind about that at all?
Probably the fact that we have black and gold days. I think that helps because, like...
What is that?
It's where you have like 6 blocks. You'll have 3 blocks on black day. So you'll have block 1, block 8 blocks. Okay, whatever. You'll have like block 1, block 2, block 3, block 4 on a black day, and then on a gold day you'll have your 5, 6, 7, 8. But like, I mean, it switches and stuff.
That's wrong.
No, it's not.
It's 1, 3, 5,
I know.
2, 4, 6.
I couldn't think of like every
Tati
other
was
number.
looking at me. She turned around. She's like, "That's wrong."
I can't think of every other number. I was about to say
She's
like
just
1, 4.
Molly.
I can say it in Spanish.
Okay, so then when you're right now, as you're hearing all this stuff about high school, what do you think of going into that kind of helps relax those worries that everyone's putting on you? Is there anything in your life that you're like, okay, I know for sure I'm going to have these people. It might not be in school.
Student impact.
Yeah?
I don't know.
No? How do you feel like you're going to keep those relationships?
I mean,
Because you will.
I feel like I've had a big perspective on that this year. Like, I had this year my friend group, like everyone, they're on a different team from me. Tati's on my team, but we have no classes together. So I got put in all these classes with people I don't really hang around and don't know that well. And now I have these close relationships with these girls that I never saw myself being friends with. So I feel like that could be a big perspective on high school. And also I think about it, our town splits into 2 middle schools. So I have all these friends at the other middle school that I don't even think about, like, I have the possibility of being with.
What would you, if you were giving yourself a piece of advice in August before you entered 8th grade, what would it be?
Maybe just don't try to be someone you aren't. Because, like, I remember the first beginning days in middle school, I told myself, okay, I'm gonna try to make all these friends, even if I'm not a big fan of them. I'm gonna dress nicer. I'm just gonna try. And then, like, the second week in the middle school, I'm back to wearing sweatpants. And I obviously, like, gained new friends. I'm closer with Carmen. I'm closer with Molly. But I just don't be someone that you know that you aren't truly just to please others.
That's a good one.
I feel like I would have told myself to not focus, like, the teachers and the pressure of high school. They're like, there's a lot of pressure on your grades right now as an 8th grader. And I mean, this stuff isn't that hard, so focus more on, like, the fun as if it's your last year of middle school and, like, you know, you're not going to get to relive it.
What would you say is, like, if you guys see 7th graders and 6th graders and 5th graders whenever you're here, because you're mixed with, like, the younger kids and your student leaders who come on the younger days. So when you hear all of them talking about all their drama and everything that's going on, what's, like, advice that you want to give them? So they're entering middle school. What would you say to them?
And to add on to that, what would you tell them not to worry about going into 8th grade?
Wow.
It's a loaded question.
Yeah.
I'll answer. I feel like I loved middle school personally. That was like actually some of my favorite. I did not like sixth grade. Sixth grade was the worst. So for me, I would say like my biggest advice is not to worry about the friends you have and not worry about like having a big friend group, because there's almost 100% chance that you're not going to have the same friends that you had in sixth grade when you graduate high school. And even if you do, then those are the ones that are the true friends. So don't worry about like having the biggest friend group or knowing as many people as possible or being part of the crowd, because in the end, all that matters is that you have like true authentic friendships, and that doesn't normally happen like in the big giant popular groups. And so I think when I was in like sixth and seventh grade, I kind of worried too much about like who was cool and who was doing all the fun stuff, and I was like, oh, I'm kind of an outsider, like I'm not connected with these people at all, and that kind of bothered me. But I'm actually now glad that I wasn't part of that, because it didn't do me any good being with them.
Can I answer?
Yeah.
I would say
No.
I would say just to be yourself, because going into your middle school year is kind of when everyone matures, especially in 8th grade. And at first, people are going to care like what you do and what you say, past things, friendships, relationships. And so, but going into 8th grade, people kind of just let it go, and they're kind of just, yeah. So I would just say be you, and like don't change for other people, because it's not worth it at all.
Yeah.
And definitely just stay focused on your work.
And you'll notice that even more through high school, that like people really don't care.
Yeah, you're just trying to
who
get
you
through
are.
it.
Yeah.
You're really
And
just
you're
trying to get through it.
If you're friends with the people who actually care about you, it's like,
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing for me, like, what I was scared about going into sixth grade was, like, will people, like, how am I supposed to act? Because, like, all of these elementary schools are coming together. You don't know these people. What if they're different and cooler? Like, I wanted to be like them. But then you get in, and it's, like, honestly not that big of a deal. Like, everyone has their circles. There's going to be someone you'll click with. I was focused a lot on, like, friends and like how you were saying, like, should I be with these people, or like, oh, they're doing cool stuff, but then it doesn't really matter in the end, because then not you find your people.
Yeah. Like I graduated last year, and the people that I graduated with, like those are the people I'm still friends with. The people that I had class with sophomore year, I don't know where they are. I might on Instagram see that they're at like IU or something, because half of Westfield High School is at IU. But the people I was truly friends with, I still talk to and I still catch up with. And in 10 years, I'll probably still see every once in a while. But having those like true friendships is really important. Ava?
I just think one of the biggest worries that I had going into sixth grade is like, again, with like, what if I don't have any classes with anybody, yada yada. And going back to your friends thing, even from 6th grade to 7th grade, I did not have the same friends at all. Like if you, and Carmen knows this, and so does Molly, because if you look back at me in 6th grade, I think I'm just a completely changed person, because I think I just found out who I am and what makes me happy instead of trying to please other people. And I think just, if I was going to give advice to these like kids that we see at Student Impact, I think it was just find your clique, and it's going to change. It always changes, but as long as you have that group like right now that makes you happy, that's all that matters.
And be okay with that changing as you go further. And like even if you're in 8th grade, like the person I was in 8th grade is not who I am today. So like you're still going to continue changing for the better, and you're going to make stupid decisions, and you're also going to make great decisions. And everyone that you know right now, and like all the people at Student Impact and all the people at church with you, are going to walk through with you through all of those stupid decisions and great decisions. So what do you guys think is most helpful to you about, because you guys have a really cool youth group dynamic? When I was in middle school and stuff, I didn't have that, because like the church I was in, I just never got super connected with that. My youth group was Student Impact. You guys have Student Impact, and the people at Student Impact merge into your youth group. So what about that is super impactful to you, or what have you taken away from that?
Well, coming from someone who, when they started Student Impact, they didn't go to North Circle at first. Like, I went to the church Mac used to go to, and from my experience, I can say that I just really wasn't as connected to it, I feel. But I just wasn't really connected with it as much as I am with North Circle, and I think because when I came to North Circle from Student Impact, I already knew everybody. I already knew Mac, I already knew Dom, I already knew, like, Bubba, Jaden, like, everybody, just from Student Impact.
When you were saying that, I was like popping everyone's face. Dom, Bubba, Jaden. Never mind. Okay. It was like bubbles floating up. Anyway.
Let's add that.
Oh my God, that's the name. Just
Bubba. Okay, go on. Sorry.
But anyway, I just think, like, having that connection was important to me, but I feel like even if I didn't have that connection, I would still be just as loved. I would still be where I am today with the church and with Student Impact. And I just think, like, having that connection was great, but
I think the connection with those people really, like, impacts something, like, you know, from before to then. Like, now you have this other connection and click with these people that you didn't have before. And, like, I don't know.
That's a little bit more that ties you together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, something you didn't know you needed.
Yeah.
And now it's, like, it completes you.
Yeah.
Completely
Have you guys
forgot.
been part of a youth group before Student Impact and North Circle?
Yes.
Okay, and so what's the, because, like, I had a huge difference when I went to North, I was only technically a student with North Circle for, like, a year, but, like, that was totally different from, like, the other churches I've been at. So for you guys being part of a youth group that you really enjoy, what is the difference versus, like, another youth group that you go to on Sundays?
So I used to
Beep!
go to youth group with Carmen. That youth group, I feel like compared to North Circle, like, that you don't know anyone. It's like, because so many people go, so you don't know anyone that's there. It's a lot. Like, it's a 2-story building. Upstairs there's video games. People are sitting there playing Fortnite during the sermon. Like,
I love Jesus. Kill you!
like, and then it's like, I don't know, it was just very crowded. You didn't know anyone. And now at North Circle youth group, you know everyone. It's like everyone knows each other, everyone's close. It's not like,
I think it's the connection that really counts.
Like at that church, I feel like I only knew, like, I went with Carmen, Tati, Andy, and
Shout out Tati.
Tatiana Adams is her name.
Can we pop her head in
Tatiana
really
Nicole
quick?
Adams.
Yeah, Tati, come say hi to the camera. This one.
Go behind it and, like...
Here's Tati.
Tati!
Behind.
Woo!
She's behind, like, every SIP episode. We love her.
She does show choir, by the way, so if any colleges,
Yeah, if you need a singer
Berkeley,
for Broadway,
yeah.
get her on there. She's got the, what did they say that? The chords,
Talent?
the lungs,
the
pipes!
yeah, Tatiana Adams. Noblesville
Yeah,
West, class of
Nicole. That's going to be
29.
on a
Tatiana
billboard
Nicole
one day.
Adams.
Tatiana Adams.
Nicole
Hamilton.
Adams.
on Broadway.
Did
you say a billboard?
Yes. You're driving your car. Oh, Tati.
For like a real estate ad.
You need insurance? Talk to Tati.
Injury lawyer. Hire Tati.
Okay, get back on track.
Anyways, I only knew, like, the people I came with, and then, like, comparing that to North Circle, I know everyone there, whether, like, I came with them or not. I got introduced to them somehow, but then at the other church, there was just so many people, and it was very, like, overwhelming. Like, you got name tags, and then the whole Fortnite during the sermon thing. Like, people just didn't care.
You would just hear them screaming as the youth pastor's talking. Like, as we're praying, you'll just hear them say, "Dang it!"
And it's like,
so
you
loud.
look up, it's like a balcony overlooking, and you'll look up, and someone's just playing Fortnite. And
The
it's
username's Jesus Loves You.
like,
Oh my gosh.
and another thing was, our youth pastor there didn't really, like,
Nothing he said connected to what we were supposed to be learning.
He talked about a roller coaster, and then there was like a virtual reality roller coaster thing. He was like, and we spent like 30 minutes on that. He's like,
Jesus
anyways,
the
that has
goat?
nothing to do with what we're talking about today. Like, okay. And then it would be like a 5-minute sermon, and because
They had an intro video, and it was like, okay, no texting, no all this, and
No
then they had to add
PDA.
no PDA.
No PDA.
They had to add no PDA.
We have no purple here.
and people would sit there and throw like ice cubes or like cups up at the stage and stuff. It was
Just stones.
So you're just creating closer relationships that are more genuine
I feel
and
like, yeah,
actually
the
soaking in.
relationship matters a lot because like I don't know, I feel like knowing everyone is a lot better. Like I like the smaller group more than the bigger group.
How is that different from going to a big group with not knowing anyone, and not knowing the pastor's name or anything like that, to a smaller church with knowing everyone even outside of the church, knowing everyone's name in the youth group, knowing your pastors? Like, how is that? Has that change been beneficial for you? And like, how has that been easy? Has it been easy to adjust to and to adapt to? How has that been?
And then adding in the fact that like you see your youth pastor almost every day at Student Impact, and you see the people that are in your small group almost every day at Student Impact or at school. Like you guys are intertwined in so many ways.
Yeah. So I think it's like, I don't know. Wait.
Is it better for you? Do you like it better?
I think it's a lot better. I feel like now I'm closer to my relationship with Jesus is better, and like when
Beep!
that place, like, you know, it was just very scattered. You'd walk in and there'd be a bouncy house blown up in the middle of like the floor. It was just
Yeah.
How'd they
so-
get that?
Why
I
doesn't
don't
our
know.
circle have one of those?
We
Yeah,
do.
dumb.
Come to the block parties.
Come
It
on,
was
youth
just-
pastor.
it was just very scattered there, and I feel like at North Circle, like, instead of talking about roller coasters, you're like they're relating the sermon to their life or like experiences with us and how we would relate to that and how we would understand it more. And then after you get in a small group and talk about it with and like answer all these questions with a leader and then kids your age, and it's a lot better than at the other place. Like you just didn't know anyone, and then you know there was never really like you never had that chance to talk about it after and get a better understanding and relate it to yourself. Like after you'd go to this big gym place or go back to
Yeah.
the church and like
Was that easy to adapt to? And going back to the question Max said, did that connection with knowing Dom from Student Impact and Jaden and Bubba and Mac, like, did that help adapt to North Circle students and help you be more comfortable?
So, like, I feel like at the other church, I just wasn't really connected to it as I am North Circle, because at the other church, I had people that weren't the best for me. I almost related it to them, the church to them, and it hurt not only me, but also my relationship with Jesus. And I just think being at such a big church, I mean, the main difference, and I've talked to Mac about this, is worship, especially because at worship, like, they'll literally have their hands up going, hey, hey.
It's like a mosh pit.
But North Circle was, like, the only place I've ever threw my hands up, and, like, the other church, I would be almost afraid to throw my hands up.
I feel like the same thing with Ava said is with the other church I went to, what you said about a mosh pit. Worship there was very much
We
like
used
a
to
mosh
leave,
pit.
the stage was very close. It's kind of like how North Circle is, but it was a lot higher up.
Like at an
And
actual
everyone would
concert.
just run to the stage for worship because you would actually get to go, like, towards the stage. Everyone would leave with bruises on their legs because you would push them up.
Kids would come out
Yeah.
with an ambulance.
Drinks would be spilled, phones got stepped on. We'd always get screamed at after too for like spilling drinks when you're running
Oh,
up
my
to the
word.
stage.
Oh, yeah.
Like you run
And-
over kids.
Another thing with that is I also feel like a lot of people just went not to get closer and build a relationship with Jesus, but because their friends went and it was a popular thing at the time. Like
Beep!
the place was very popular and it was all over social media. Everyone, it was like a super fun.
It's a
youth group.
verified Instagram account.
Yeah, like it was a very fun youth group and everyone wanted to go and they always had these fun events and it like seems like it's a fun place, but I mean, it's not really like
For the wrong reasons.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I think it's fun, like, being part of, like, the small groups. We get to talk to you guys and know who you really are personally and, like, take you to dinner. Or I can text you randomly and be like, how are you? And hear all about your day. And then I get to watch you guys come in here and do that for the kids that are here and be student leaders for the kids that probably don't get to experience that kind of love somewhere else. You don't know what they're going home to. You don't know what they're experiencing at school. But when they come here, they get to be with you guys and be shown the love of Jesus that you guys are shown through church or through the people that surround you and all that stuff. And so that's really cool for me to be able to be a part of and just actually know who you are on a deeper level than just like, hi, I'm Molly. You know?
So we opened up the video.
How do you think showing that love and that Jesus glow that you have and showing that to the kids here at Student Impact or literally just anyone at school, how do you think that's going to help them in any way, and what is your goal with that?
I think my goal is just to help people find where they belong and to help them find that love that Jesus gives, because I don't know about you guys, but I did have experience not being with Jesus. I did have experience like feeling that emptiness, that loneliness. And even though he's with me all the time, I believe, because I had nobody telling me like he's with you, like come to church, like we could teach you. And I didn't have anybody like that. It was just myself and my thoughts. And I don't want another kid to feel like that. I would never want another kid to feel like how I felt. And so I think that's one of my biggest goals, is just to help those kids get out of that state, help them just be able to know that they are loved even when they feel alone.
Like taking it from Ava's perspective, I've been through a time like that too, and I feel like now where I am now versus then, it's a big difference in realizing that there's so many people at school and around me that are like how are in that dark spot, and just a small little invitation could completely change that whole thing.
You guys have been really good at using that, because we have had people who have, never mind, maybe I can't say that, but like people who have disconnected from the youth group come back because of you and the friendship you have with them. And we're having more people come. Like last week we had your friend Brooklyn come, and Ava's bringing someone new next week, and they're going to use that and show other people the church. And I think by the time, like, it'll be full, and I think it'll be great, because it's not like that other place where you just go and you weren't invited. You only go because like you've heard about it, but like they're inviting you because they know the walk that you're going on, and that you want to keep having a relationship with Jesus, and they've asked about it. So you guys have been really good at using that, and I think it's going to be great for the future of North Circle students. And yeah.
How do you feel like knowing, like feeling that love of Jesus and knowing Jesus helps you approach relationships and friendships?
I think that helps a lot, because I almost put myself in, I've learned to not look at only like how they're feeling, but I've looked at their heart, and I've learned that, and it's something I've struggled with, obviously, but it's something that I'm working to get better on, and I would never have thought of to done that if I hadn't had that relationship with Jesus. Like, I used to get so angry, I would do stuff I would regret, and I would just distance myself and avoid it. But now I've come to, like, if me and Carmen have a disagreement, it's just paragraphs of how we love each other. That's basically it, because we've both learned, I think so, that the key to that is love and understanding each other, and that's how we put that into play.
Yep. Do you have anything to add to that, Molly? No? Well, thank you for being on the podcast. You guys are the best.
Having you.
And we love being able to see you all over the place all the time. every single day, no matter where it is.
Can't get rid of you. Can't get rid of you.
I can't get rid of them. Someone please take them.
Yeah. Well,
No.
you heard it from them.
No, we love having you guys, and it's super cool to be able to like see you here and then see you at church and just like know who you really are and watch you impact the kids that you're around all the time.
And seeing you do that from a whole nother district too.
Yeah, like the fact that you're from Noblesville and all these are Westfield kids and they would never know. Like,
Yeah.
you guys shout out Danielle again.
Miss Danielle!
Miss
Bringing you
Danielle,
guys over here.
second shout out.
Yeah. When you guys can drive, hopefully you still make that trip. 15 minutes.
I have a year till I can drive.
No, you do not. You'll have your permit.
I
You
have
will
my-
not have your license.
I could still be behind a wheel with you.
No, you can't. Oh,
You're an adult, Mac.
that's crazy. I think
You're
it's-
legal.
I think it's 21. I think it's 21.
You're legal.
I'm pretty sure 21. Will you do so for me?
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you guys for being on the podcast. We love you so much, and we toast every time at the end because it's sips. You take a sip at the beginning,
Have you
right,
been
and then
better at this?
toast to close it out. So, do we have anything we want to toast to?
Tati.
Yep. Tatiana
Tati
Adams.
being on Broadway.
Yes.
Class
your
of
glass.
2029.
Mac
Show
is
choir.
really bad at this. She hasn't learned.
I've worked on it. I practiced without you around.
When will you learn?
Ready? To Tati. Cheers!
Oh my gosh, she learned from Black Tie. She used to say 1, 2, 3, cheers.
Toast! And that's a wrap.